Shake my head and read it again. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I was angry, and I'm still angry.
He's just one of the thousands of patients impacted in a case involving a Fayetteville Veterans Affairs doctor who was practicing medicine while impaired.
The Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks met face-to-face with hundreds of patients who are looking for answers. Peyton Yeager following this story and was at today's meeting in Fayetteville.
That I know that I owe you answers, and I'm going to get you those answers.
A room packed with worry, confusion, and anger.
Somebody owes my family some explanation. What happened to my mother?
Crystal George is in the audience standing up for one of the 20,000 potentially misdiagnosed VA patients. Her mother died in December from lung cancer. George worries her mom's disease could have been caught earlier if it wasn't for the impaired pathologist.
When they found her cancer, she was stage 4 terminal, and it's a slow-growing cancer. So how does this slow-growing cancer develop over a few months?
The interim director of the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks, Kelvin Parks, says a position has been added so this incident doesn't happen again.
We've inserted a quality officer that when those reviews go out, they'll come back to the quality officer who is non-biased and not a member of that laboratory department. They work for actually quality department.
The hospital confirmed Monday the impaired pathologist went to a treatment facility after his first offense in 2016. He was allowed to continue practice once he completed the program before he was caught again. But the hospital hopes this second chance attempt doesn't come back to haunt them.
I'm deeply sorry that this has happened. I take full responsibility for this look back.
George says these changes can't bring back her mom, and she still questions, was her mother's death preventable?
Who I felt could have got better care. You know, I don't feel like our mother's care was to the best standards that it should have been. That's the bottom line.
Well, George and her family met with the hospital to file a form to possibly receive compensation from the VA for death or disability. Now, there will be town hall meetings once a month until this investigation is complete.
Investigators say at least one death resulted from a misdiagnosis by the doctor. Now, federal lawmakers are taking notice. In fact, Arkansas Senator John Bozeman is sponsoring a bill that would increase oversight of VA doctors. The doctor in the Fayetteville case was allowed to return to work after being found to be impaired on the job. He was fired after being caught a second time. The VA sent out 20,000 letters alerting patients and their families.
We've also, been monitoring the VA, helping them, making sure that those individuals are being dealt with in a timely fashion.
And both the House and Senate passed bills with Bozeman's reforms included. Once the bills are signed into law as expected, the VA will have 90 days to prepare and submit a response plan.
Meanwhile, the VA hospital says the investigation will take at least 6 months. Today, the director of the hospital said 3,000 of those cases have been reviewed so far.
So that's about 9% of the workload.